Although we are able to explain most of the basic information from the natural science, such as the law of gravity, natural phenomenon, and things like that, however, there are still things that science can't explain it. One of the most important things that science can't explain is our feeling, which leads to faith. Although scientists and psychologists says that they are able to explain how our brain function, and throughout the knowledge of our brain function, they are able to explain what makes us have those feelings. But actually, what we would like to know about our feelings still haven't explained it. An example of two famous scientists, John Nanos and Richard Dawkins, makes a perfect example of why science can explain feelings and faith. In the God delusion debate, Richard Dawkins says that faith in Einstein's theory of relativity is evidence-based. That of course it is, but this evidence is all important like Einstein's predictions which fit in with observed facts and with a whole body of theories, whereas we only needed to use the word faith when there isn't any evidence. When Richard Dawkins starts to talk about the word faith is being used when we don't have any evidence, John Nanos questioning back to Richard Dawkins, he said, "I said presume that you got faith in your wife. Is there any evidence for that?" At first, Richard Dawkins says that he got plenty of evidence to show that he got faith in his wife. However, when he starts to prove it, he is unable to explain it but just tell John Nanos that let's don't talk about his wife. This example shows that even the great scientists like Richard Dawkins still can't explain the evidence for faith. As what John Nanos says, not all the statements of scientists are statements of science, which reflects on this example that the statement of Richard Dawkins says he got faith in his wife. It doesn't prove any scientific evidence in it, and it shows to the audience that science can't prove any faith. The other example that science can't explain is our existence. As René Descartes said, the senses deceive from time to time, and it is prudent never to trust fully those who have deceived us even once, meaning that our senses deceive us from a long time period and telling us don't trust to something that deceived us once. As the knowledge of science is gained through our senses, how do we know that our senses doesn't deceive us? It is where science can't explain it, even though methodology helps us explain most of the things that we would like to know about this world. But the most important things that still haven't have an answer is our exist. We can't prove that there is only one universe in space, or maybe it is a parallel universe where science can't explain it. Also, science can explain what happened to us when we died in this world. Maybe we will go back to the original world we're supposed to be, or our soul will go into other places, which no one knows. As A.J. Ayer says, only statements that can be proved rationally or empirically are meaningful, which means we are able to prove things by logic, and through logic, those things are meaningful. However, our existence is also a meaningful thing, but we are not able to prove it. So, it's a metaphysical statement like our existence aren't meaningful. Through faith and our exist, those two important things, we're able to know that not everything that science can be able to explain it.